I'm
What's
ready.
up, everybody? Welcome to the Wait, What Are We Talking About podcast, episode 56. My name is Bret, aka Enigma9011, and today I am joined for the first time by Dim, aka Gifted Dim 63. Dim, thank you for being on the show today. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Glad
Remember,
to be here.
guys, you can always catch this podcast live over on twitch.tv/Enigma9011 every first and third Saturday of the month at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you can't catch it live, remember it goes on YouTube and SoundCloud the following week, broken up topic by topic, but also put as one big video and MP3 for your amusement. From there, oh boy, now I'm blanking on the top or the intro. Oh yeah, SoundCloud already mentioned. We were talking about Extra Life pre-show. Extra Life is coming up, guys. November 30th. That's a Saturday this year, not Black Friday, so you can go do your shopping and then come back the next day and hang out with us. 24 hours trying to raise some money for the kids. Join us at 12 noon and we'll go for 24 hours playing games, having a good time. If you'd like to hang out there, if you could help us out by spreading the word or anything you do would be greatly appreciated. And then last but not least, this podcast is brought to you guys by the merch store. You can get all of your Enigma 911 swag over there, t-shirts, cups, backpacks, and more. Rep the brand, support us. It would be greatly appreciated. Oh, it was half stretch, half dab. It was, lady. You just got to get them in there, okay? Whenever you can. I don't know. Stupid
You have to.
stuff.
You have
But... So, Dim, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. It's been a good day. Ree and I got done with a stream where we carved some pumpkins earlier, and now we're here filming this podcast.
Awesome. Very nice. So, Dim, you do a podcast yourself about movies, so you have a little bit of experience of chatting it out about your opinions and stuff like that.
Sure.
So my topic today is about your opinion because I want to talk about Death Stranding. Now, since this game has been announced, on Twitter, it seems like every time something happens, something's announced, some trailer's released, you're, oh my god, so excited. There's like all this hype and energy for it, and I love seeing it. I'm like very happy about it.
Yeah.
Death Stranding has been an interesting adventure for myself.
An enigma.
Yeah, exactly. So I was very excited and, I mean, confused like all of us when those first trailers dropped.
Yep.
And I don't know, I wasn't like sold on it, but, you know, I was intrigued because obviously it had that mystique factor to it. And then we've seen gradually more trailers, obviously, and now we've seen gameplay. So I kind of want to just pick your brain about that because after seeing some footage myself, I'm a little undersold and not really invested, I guess. So I guess my first question is, what's your excitement level for Death Stranding? Let's start with that.
Well, my excitement level is going to be above a 10 out of 10. I'm very excited for this game. And I think most of that excitement comes from just knowing that Hideo Kojima's pedigree in the past has been flawless. If you look back on any of his games or any of the things that he's worked on, they've usually been critically acclaimed, like really high rated. All of his Metal Gear Solid games are above a 90% on Metacritic. He's got a really fascinating way of telling stories, and I think that with Death Stranding, we know so little about it, and I think that is where a lot of that intrigue is going to come from.
Yeah.
I think with that being said, like, we don't know a lot, and I think that's what's drawing me the most to it, because he's showing us just enough to where there's ultimately no spoilers at all. Like most of these movie trailers you'll see now, it's just like the entire movie all in one trailer. You're like, oh, I guess I don't really need to go watch this movie now. But anything we've seen from this game has been so cryptic and unknown that it's just like, I need to know for myself what this game is going to be.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what is it that makes you so lukewarm on it in general? Have you played the Metal Gear Solid games, or have you played any of his?
That is exactly what I was going to go into. So I haven't played anything that Kojima's put out. Just Metal Gear never came into my spectrum until like now with other people playing it. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Well, I don't know what you're doing. So I've never is really only Metal Gear his library, or
I would say that
other stuff.
That is his like tentpole, like series.
Okay.
It's literally anytime you start up one of those games, it's like it'll say a Hideo Kojima game like in font.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
So I think playing those and knowing the stories of how intricate those games are
Mm.
is telling to what his pedigree actually is. So
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, I don't have any experience with his work personally. And then I think just the big thing that kind of like was the final push of like, so they showed a lot of gameplay at Tokyo Game Show. So I was up, night owl, so I had it on in the background,
yeah,
and I just had it, and I was just like, so they had a lot of time to show stuff.
mm-hmm.
And the first night, I believe they had like an hour or something like that.
Yeah, it was like 52 minutes or something like that.
So most of that they showed you can stack a bunch of shit on his back. Let's pack mule this guy. Running around the field, which looked nice. Getting caught in a river at one point.
Yep, and then losing all
like
all his boxes he's trying to get him.
And then the final 10 minutes was like the only intriguing part to me. There was the sneaking around the camp, which I related it to Far Cry, and then he attacked was fighting some big shadow monster, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. The rest of it, I was just like, what are we doing? Then you move to night 2, and I feel like they had another hour as well, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was like 40 minutes or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was crazy.
So that one was just entirely in that little space room hangout that he's got. And don't get me wrong, the things that were showing, like, technically were very impressive, like all the facial animations and stuff like that. But that was like pretty much most of it was like, you can stare at his junk, and now you can move his face in different ways, and you can make a funny pose. And I'm just like, why? What? I don't. So that was my tipping point of like, I maybe it's just not for me. I don't know. Sure. So yeah,
I think in going back into how Kojima does his trailers, or at least done his trailers for this game, is I believe that we're seeing a lot of mundane activities in the game because he's purposely not showing us like the intense moments of the story. He wants us to experience that. For sure. And then if you look at anybody who's like covered the game in media and over websites and stuff, they're talking about how the early people who have played the game who are saying that it's an experience. It's something that you have to feel, and you almost feel like you're living as the character, right, that you play as. So I think that when we see what Kojima wants us to see, that's only like a small 1% of what this game is going to be. We're seeing a lot of walking because he's avoiding everything that may look important. So I think in addition to that, he did show us that there's going to be fighting, but he's already told us that this is a delivery game, right? We're going from potentially one part of America to the other side to deliver something important. Obviously, I don't know what it is. I haven't played it. So just speculating off of that, yeah, you're going to be walking around, or you're going to be maneuvering across these plains or wherever he's at. But I mean, that's not going to be the entire game.
Yeah,
like, you're going to see other things. You're going to meet characters, however you meet them. The characters are some of his biggest parts in any of the Metal Gear games. Like all the bosses that you meet in all these games, they're all very specific. So I think that the very first 8-minute trailer he showed for this game, we got a feeling for like maybe 5 to 8 of these characters. He did a little snapshot of who these people could be, right? And I think that those characters are going to be the important characters, whether they're the boss fights or whatever is happening. Something about those characters is going to mean something by the end of this game.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I totally agree with everything you're saying. Like, don't show too much, have that mystique factor. Obviously, yeah, that's a selling point. I think the big thing that just is a hang-up for me, if people were already invested, like yourself and other people, you don't really need much more to sell you. You're already like, let's go. For me, the guy way out here on the outside, these do nothing for me. Like, I feel like not he needed, but there should have been some kind of more of like a sales pitch in a way. Like, why should I care? Why should I play this game? That was my big thing, I guess, that I was just missing.
I don't think you're alone in that boat, though. I think that the Kojima fans are going to play this game no matter what. It's a hard sell, and I think it's going to be a hard sell for a lot of people who don't know his pedigree and they don't know the Metal Gear Solid games. They're going to all have issues with this game. Mm-hmm. So I think that I foresee this game being very divisive between people, because I think it's going to go super fan one direction, and then people who never played any of the other stuff that he's done in the opposite direction. That's going to like really hurt the ratings in this game, and I think it's going to potentially create a problematic future for anything else that he decides to put out. But I applaud him regardless for being so experimental, because this is a game that I still, 2 weeks before it comes out, I really don't know what's happening in this game. Yeah. Like that is impressive alone. Like, he's showed us barely anything, even from the 45-minute to the hour-long previews that we've seen. We saw the main character, Sam Bridges. He's out there like peeing on bushes. Yeah. Like I was like, what kind of mechanics is this? Like, is this really what we're gonna be doing? But I believe that the story is gonna make up for it. Mm-hmm. I think that the story is going to be something that nobody expects.
Gotcha. Okay, well, that will kind of flow right into my next question. Do you have any guesses or theories, I guess, of what the story could be telling, I guess, or how it would go? That's what gameplay we need, peeing physics. Yes.
Yeah. From what I've gathered so far, he's a delivery person. He has met whoever this president female is, mm-hmm. who looks like she had maybe been diagnosed with an illness, is going to be dying, is passing on her legacy to somebody else. She tasks him to do something where he has to deliver some really important something from one side of the America to the other side. What we don't know is how broken America has become in this future that they live in, and why there's not a whole lot of people out there. Why is there a lot of nature coming back? There's no building structures, really. I don't know. But from what I gather, I don't know how the other characters are going to play into it. It seems like there's going to be some kind of connection to the afterlife. He's got the little light thing that lets him see people who are dead.
Right.
For whatever reason. I don't know, but... And also the baby he's carrying also, I guess, is supposed to help with the whole dead thing and mm-hmm. being able to do something with the afterlife. I don't know. But
all right. So we have quite a few recognizable actors and actresses in this. Yes. Obviously Norman Reedus. We got Mads Mikkelsen, and then I'm blanking on the other people, but I can picture them. Yep. Do you have any wild predictions of maybe another person in this game that they just haven't announced? If you think there'll be anybody.
I think he's put a ton of people in this game. We just saw recently Conan O'Brien is going to be a character. We saw that.
Oh, that was legit?
Yeah, that's
okay.
Legit. Yeah,
I thought they were doing one of the bits where they just kind of like, whoop, green screen him in or something.
Yeah, he's in it. And I think that he always likes to put himself in his game, so I feel like he's in there somewhere.
Okay.
But I totally believe that there's going to be people we don't know or expect. Mm-hmm. For sure.
Anybody you'd like to see in there specifically, or no?
Honestly, I'd be happy with anybody. From what I've seen, I'm happy with the main characters that we've already looked at. Mm-hmm. So I think Norman Reedus was a perfect pick. I think that his kind of... I don't know how to call his personality, but his like really laid back personality is going to fit to whatever they're trying to tell here.
All right. Let's see. Okay. Doubt it. Based on Konami stuff. Do you think there is any chance that this will somehow intertwine to the Metal Gear universe at all?
Ah, I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, not even just from a logistical standpoint. I think that he like Konami and Kojima like had a breakup.
Yeah.
They're not trying to do anything with each other anymore. But even if they were, and even if he could use Metal Gear, I don't think he would. He might put like a reference, but he wouldn't put like anything that connects the two stories. He's not that type of story creator.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that this could be the start of a new franchise. This could be the new Metal Gear. There could be more of these,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think he would bring anything prior to that back
Gotcha.
in. Because I know that he was going to try to use Norman Reedus for PT before, or Silent Hills before he broke up with Konami.
Yep, I remember that.
So at least he got to keep Norman on for Death Stranding. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. Cool. So when does the game come out? You said 2 weeks?
Yeah, November 8th.
November 8th. All right.
And your boy is going to buy a digital copy, and I got the collector's edition.
Oh, there you go. Keep it nice and pristine.
I need to have the little baby thing.
Are you going to stream it at all, or are you just going to keep that to yourself?
I would like to stream it,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't feel like it's something that I would want to spoil for anybody jumping into it.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. I'm on the fence on if I want to stream it or not.
Mm-hmm. If you stream it, are you going to wear the baby thing?
Of course. I would have to. I would have to wear the baby. That would be a must.
Nice. All right. Well, I think that wraps up my Death Stranding topic, so thank you for that. And
No worries.
yeah, we'll see in 2 weeks how it
I can't
goes.
wait.
Maybe I'll try it out. Maybe I'll just watch. We'll go.
I mean,
from there.
honestly, I think that in your position,
Yep.
To kind of end this topic off, I think that if you're so far on the fence that you really have no real interest in playing it or even buying it day one, I think you should absolutely wait and check out what other streamers are doing, and wait till you get more of an essence on what the story is, at least to kind of ensure that you would want to play this game, and coming from a background that doesn't have any knowledge of his previous titles. So
Right. Yeah. If it's got, like I said, if it's got those stealth, like I mentioned, Far Cry-esque type areas, like if it's something like that, and yeah, I'm just delivering this thing from here to here with a intricate shadow realm story, yeah, that might be up my alley. So
absolutely. I mean, from a technical standpoint alone, this game looks like it's gonna blow a lot of things out of the water.
absolutely, for sure.
So I'm excited.